We have finally managed to catch a break from working on the Duster. Thankfully, I picked up a new radiator for this thing because, as you all know, the radiator is bad in this one. I put one in it and it still wants to leak. This one that I put in it was a used one, so I had no idea whether or not it would be actually any count. Turns out it is no good. So, ran down to local parts house, picked up a brand new one, if I can open it. Now, the only problem with this particular radiator here is the fact that it has plastic tanks. Now, I know that these tanks are supposed to be metal from the factory, but the thing about it is they're kind of hard to find. I found a few, but most of them were out of stock and I couldn't find any around. The Little Red Express actually has a radiator exactly like this one, so I'm not worried about these plastic tanks. That truck is perfectly fine. It's had over 1,000 miles put on it with this exact same radiator, so I'm not worried about it. And before I mention that I don't really care how it looks, I just want it to work. So I'm going to be able to use my factory fan shroud, get this thing to actually run at a proper temperature. So I'm going to go ahead, drain the fluid, pull the hoses, fan shroud, radiator out, new radiator in, put it all back together. Let's see what we can do. So there we've got the radiator out. It really wasn't that difficult. I've done it plenty of times with this thing, so pretty much straightforward. Probably took about 10 or 15 minutes. Just got to be careful with what you're doing and make sure you keep up with all your tools and your parts and everything. Here's the one that just came out. I think it was leaking around this corner somewhere, like right in here. As you can see, it's kind of looks like it's been worked on right at this spot right there. Zoom in on it to show you. See if you can see it right there. It looks like it's been worked on. So I think it was leaking in that corner, and what it would do, it would puddle up in the bottom of the core support and then just drip. So I think that's why it would leak, and it was just every now and then you get a slow drip out of it. So this one's junk, going for the new one. So another thing that I did was I actually removed the condenser because it's not doing anything and it's blocking my radiator, and it's probably no count because the AC doesn't work. So what I did, I had to cut these. I didn't want to cut these hoses, but they would not come off for anything. So I just cut as little as I could possible, and I put some electrical tape on the very end there, then put a hose clamp on it so that it won't unravel. Did it on both sides, as you can see. That's going to be temporary because I would like to get the AC to work again whenever I get a new condenser to fix it, a new compressor. So these are just going to be hidden. I'm not going to do anything with them right now. Just tuck them away and make sure that they're not in my way anymore. So I didn't want it to be too obvious that I had put a radiator in this thing. So I just went ahead, took this thing out here, hit it with a couple coats of black, and while I let it dry, I'll go button up a couple other things on the truck and just let this sit for just a few minutes. And once that thing's back in, I'll take the grill back out, and then I'm going to touch up where all the paint has been chipped off from years of driving and whatnot. And that way it'll all look one good uniform color. As you can see, you can kind of see the original color kind of spotting through on the black. But once I get it in, I'll do that. But I probably won't do that tonight. I just want to get this thing back together. Radiator is bolted in. Now all I have to do is hook up all that's left. And this is why you use a strainer whenever you put your antifreeze back in. So we aren't leaking anything. So I just drove it on a short trip and it actually stayed pretty much below where it should, so I'm going to call that a win right now. It also doesn't help that it is a cool night right now, so I'm going to wait and really give it a test tomorrow during the daytime whenever it's actually around 80 something degrees, and then we'll see if that actually holds up. But so far it hasn't really shown any kind of problem. You can see the temperature gauge. Kind of hard to see. There you go. Barely can see, but it stayed in that exact spot that entire time. It's been idling here for about a minute or so after just driving it, and I mean I wasn't rough on it, but I gave it enough to where I could actually test it, and it has not moved one bit. So right now I'm going to call it a win. Thankfully, now that our radiator situation is sorted out, I've got my two 7560s that'll go onto the back of this truck. And just in case you don't remember, I took them off so that I could put them on the duster and have it to drive because this thing was down. So these are the ones that I actually ordered and got with the Duster's front tires not that long ago. You'll remember that a couple videos back. But for the time being, I had these little tiny donut spares that we had that came off of the silver 66 Dodge. So those are going to come off, put my new tires onto my old wheels, and we'll be set. This is my favorite part. Simple as that. We've got us nice tires mounted onto my wheels. Let's go ahead and put these things on. So now that the tires have been put on, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that they are properly set. I think we're good. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited that the truck is back together and running and back in operating order. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you the best that I can. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you want your project to be put at the very end of the video, please don't forget, send me an email. It'll be at the very end or in the link in the description. Also, don't forget, order your t-shirts and order your stickers. The website's in the description, and I'll put it right here and also at the end of the video so you can't miss it. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.